Hi, my name is Sean King, and I'll be speaking about green hydrogen, specifically in Germany, because that's where I was this summer, and I studied a bit about green hydrogen. I actually did my final project while I was there on green hydrogen. So, an overview of what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about the history of hydrogen energy, an overview of what green hydrogen is, specific production methods of green hydrogen, and then a bit about the future. You can all read, but here's the brief history. I found it kind of interesting that the first fuel cell was developed in 1845, but it wasn't until the 90s that people actually started using it for vehicles. And it wasn't until about 2008 that people started thinking, well, maybe we should make hydrogen energy available in a way that's cost efficient. So, what is green hydrogen? Green hydrogen is hydrogen produced using sustainable energy or energy that is carbon neutral. So, it was mainly developed to reduce carbon emissions associated with the production of hydrogen, which is what people say, but I think mainly it was because it cost way too much money to make hydrogen. It actually costs 2 times the amount of energy. To make hydrogen is 2 times as energy intensive as it is to make water. So the product of hydrogen fuel cell technology is water. So it's actually really inefficient to use hydrogen fuel cell technology without some sort of green hydrogen energy. So how does this relate to thermo? Thermo is actually the study of energy conversion. Most people think it has to do with, heat, which it does, but it's about energy in general. And like I said before, the energy is the main purpose of creating green hydrogen. And to analyze this, we used power efficiency because everything I was getting from the companies themselves used power. So I used power efficiency in my analysis of the product. So there are 3 main green hydrogen production methods. They're solar, wind, and biomass. Everything you see on the left is a conventional production method, so coal, natural gas, etc. And everything on the right is a green hydrogen production method. So solar in Germany is obviously more efficient towards the south of Germany. This is actually being pioneered by MOV00B, or MVV Energy. It's the same thing. And their solar panels are 15.6% efficient. So that's actually some of the highest efficiency for solar panels that you see in the entire world. And when you include this with the efficiency of a hydrogen fuel cell, it actually is reduced to about a 13.4% efficiency. And when you look at this map, you think, well, only the south can use green hydrogen using solar, but MOV00B also uses wind energy. So they use wind energy in the north and in the middle, where the peak efficiency of a wind farm is around 40%. This doesn't happen that often because obviously the wind is not going to be blowing at full blast, I guess, for like all the time. So it actually operates around 20% most of the time. And if you use their average, it's around a 35% efficiency, so the final efficiency is about a 29.3% efficiency if you include the fuel cell in there. So this is what I actually find the most interesting, biomass, because you're converting basically chemicals into hydrogen energy. And from the chart that I showed earlier, or the diagram really I showed earlier, this is everything on the bottom. So there are 2 main types. There's chemical and sewage. Chemical is actually defined as a biomass because it uses organic molecules that can also be found in nature as to produce hydrogen. So it's not necessarily green, it's more of a carbon neutral option because many companies use it as they're producing excess glycerol or something like that, and so they use that as their way to get hydrogen. And sewage, obviously, is a type of biomass. So this is being done by the Eubach facility in Berlin and the Lind Group, which is also all over the world. As you can see here, this is how the Linde group basically produces hydrogen. You can't really see it, but this is actually in the US. It's in a company, or it's in a, I don't exactly know where, but Dow Chemical uses the Linde group technology to produce hydrogen. So, chemical production of hydrogen uses glycol, or glycerol. And the chemical formula for glycol is C2H6O2, and it actually releases energy when you break it down. So this increases the efficiency, which is actually a very good option. So the total efficiency using chemical energy is, or chemical production, sorry, is 80.8%, which is extremely high. And that's why people use it, and it starts paying you back within 5 years, which is great for a production of energy. And sewage, this is the Oivach facility in Berlin. It actually uses the sewage from the airport in Berlin to create energy for a school that's right next to the airport. I think it's extremely interesting, and the basic process is it uses digester gas to create methane, and 99% of this methane is converted into hydrogen, and the total efficiency is 80.1%. So again, it doesn't create energy, it releases energy. And the future of green hydrogen is to expand to California in Fountain Valley and to increase the efficiency overall.